time to see how far these things actually go. But first, let's have a tidy up. My name's Ryan, this is the Development Curve. Yes, that's much better now. Greetings guys, my name is Ryan, this is the Development Curve. Welcome down to PGA Live 365. So I've had a couple of rounds with my new ping clubs and now it's time for me to find out exactly how far I think I should be hitting them. In my two rounds, I was missing a lot of greens short and long. The second round it was very gusty, very blustery conditions, so that made it a little bit more difficult, but it is good to know how far these clubs are going. So I'm going to start at 7, go down the bag, then go from 6 up the bag, get some numbers, you'll see some shots, we'll go through the numbers in a minute. Let's go. Okay, so had a little warm up, just to hit a few shots. Going to hit sort of 5 or 6 of each and take an average of that. Take out any really bad shots, but I will leave in the odd sort of duff or something that I feel that I would naturally hit on a golf course. Because that is at the moment my level and that's going to dictate roughly where I'm going to be. So let's get into it. To the 58 degree. Not sure how many of these I'm going to hit full out on the golf course. This is sort of the club that I'm going to try and be feeling into the greens at sort of 3/4 half, same with my 52, same with my pitching wedge. I'll do the test at full just so I have that information, but how many times I'm going to hit it like that? Probably not that many, because I will have that sort of 3/4 in the 52 or the half in the wedge for those distances. But let's get the data, always handy. Okay, here we are at 4 iron. So I was quite worried about this throughout the whole fitting period. I haven't had a 4 iron for a long time. It is quite a long club. I've used it a few times on the course, done okay. So let's see how far it goes. Okay, on to woods, 3 wood. Hit this so well on the day. Since I've had it in the bag, I haven't hit it very well at all. I've topped almost every single one off the tee. Maybe just a small mental block I've got going on, but let's see if I can hit it in here. Okay, back home, back in the warm and in the dry. Storm Dennis still rearing its ugly head, so let's just have a quick look. What I've done is I've taken out the best shot and the worst shot of each club, so I've got an average because I'm okay that I may duff one on the golf course like I have done whilst hitting these, and I'll probably hit one flush, but that way I know that this is exactly how far these clubs I'm expected to be hitting. So 7 iron, 180 yard average, and that's quite interesting in the fact that my last clubs was also a 180, but they were a game improvement club, so they were built for sort of extra distance, better launch, for sort of more forgiveness. So obviously interesting that the extra length of my golf club means it does make a 7 iron feel like my old 5 iron, because it's another inch on top. So that is interesting to see. So 180 yards thereabouts for there, and then 8 iron 165, 9 iron 156. So that's quite long. That's quite surprised to see the 9-iron going that far, and then sort of 140 for the pitching wedge. Also, it's still quite long, so you know, have I made the right decision with only 2 wedges? Yet to be seen. Just means I'm really going to have to work hard on my halves, 3/4 shots in all 3 wedges, and maybe even the 9-iron, something to look at there. 52, 120 yards, and the 58 is 99 or 100 yards average there. So interesting. Now the next 3 clubs, I went sort of 6, then 5, then 4, and interesting to see that my 6-iron 200 yards. Okay, fine. There's a 208 in there and a 195, so you know, there or thereabouts, pretty happy. But then the 5-iron, obviously struggling a little bit more to hit that with the extra length, and I've had a 213 in there, as you can see here, and then a 179. So there's quite a difference there in yardage. A good sort of 30 yards is a long way to be missing, and the average works out at 198, and if you look at the 4-iron, the average works out at 197. So I've hit a 158 there, really obviously struggled to strike that there. The best shot there, 225. So 4, 5 and 6 are all averaging 200 yards. Now obviously I know that won't be the case full term, and I am going to keep the clubs in the bag, because the only way I'm going to get better at striking these longer irons, the 5 and the 4, is by taking them out and hitting them. So I'm going to take that my 6-iron goes 200 yards, that's fine. So anything over anything around the 210, 215, I'm going to be looking at a 5-iron, and then anything above that is going to be my 4-iron. Then I quickly gapped the 3-wood, really struggled actually to hit it, which is so strange because I did so well in the fitting with it, and I was so happy that I felt like I could just hit this all day long. And as you can see down this column down the right, I have managed to knock almost all of them off the planet, as almost all of them have gone right, including that one, which was 106 yards offline. Not quite sure that's really playable, but anyway, 240 what I was seeing on the golf course, and obviously no need to really gap your driver, because you know you're going to be hitting it as far as you can. Obviously maybe need to know how far away sort of fairway bunkers are and stuff, so something to take into account. But looking at an average around 263, again sort of a bit all over the place with the dispersion. My favourite shot just there, 299 carry and only 6 yards offline. If I could replicate that shot after shot on the golf course, I would be super happy. Then sort of the norm, 102 yards right, but mostly they're tightening. So the new driver is working for me, which is really positive. But obviously work to be done out on the golf course, but now I can take these averages and I can go out with some confidence on the course. So I can get out on the course, check my yardage, and instantly go to my bag and know exactly what club to take. Wind dependent, obviously, if I need to hit it up into the wind or down or whatever, but I know exactly what club goes at what length, and then it just takes out a little bit more doubt in my mind, and all I've got to do then is hit the shot. So good information. I advise everyone to get out there, whether you try and manage it at the driving range yourself, and remember, if you're using range balls, they are slightly more restricted, so you know, check with your local range how much restriction is on those balls and try and work it out. But definitely, if you've got access to any sort of launch monitor, definitely gap your clubs. It will help your game, and I'm hoping it's going to help mine. So thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me to the end if you have. And if you have got this far and you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. That would be great help for me. It tells YouTube that if you enjoyed this content. Also, maybe put a comment below. Have you gapped your clubs? What do you think to my gaps and sort of where they fit in? And if you aren't already, why don't you hit that subscribe button below? It's completely free. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching this, why not? Because there is a massive giveaway coming up in the future as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. So you need to be subscribed for that. So get down there and hit that button. But until that time, thanks very much for watching. My name's been Ryan, and we'll see you down here at PGA Live 365 again next time. Bye-bye. Three ones. Let's see where they go, shall we? Oh dear.